Keeper, you ready? Keeper, you ready?
The saying is that the best refs are the ones you don't notice, but it's hard not to notice Janna Mcnulty, a top youth ref in Louisiana who has been recognized at the local and state levels, and last year was the U.S. Youth Soccer South Region Young Female Referee of the Year.
Back in 2022, the 2021-22 season, I won the Baton Rouge area Young Female Ref of the Year. And that kind of shocked me because how we did it that year was that it was just a Google form and everyone in the association would just submit names. So I was surprised that kind of like, I guess that many people kind of knew who I was, I guess, at that point in Baton Rouge. When 2023 came around, I guess, I got an email from our state SYRA in charge of youth referees. We want to nominate you for the regional version of the award. And then Sean Eskert actually texted my mom telling her congrats, like telling her to tell me to congrats or whatever. And I was just like one night like before school, and I was like about to go to bed, like I had no idea what was happening. And so yeah, and then I saw it posted on Instagram like the next day, and I was like, oh my God. Like it actually happened.
The honor is just one of many inside and outside the lines for a person who ironically prefers not to be noticed. In the classroom, Mcnulty is just as accomplished. She is a National Merit Finalist and a National Beta Scholarship recipient.
Well, I don't really like being the center of attention very much, so I just kind of like, or at least at school, kind of try to stay to myself a little bit, I guess. So that kind of stuff just doesn't really bother me. I don't really care about awards very much. So, I mean, I just keep going. I don't really care if I get awards or not. I mean, I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. Honestly, this is weird. I love math. Math is my favorite subject. It's always kind of been my thing. I like that there's a right and a wrong, whatever. But I kind of like just being in a classroom setting, I guess. It sounds weird, but that's just kind of where I work best, I guess.
She recently started college at the Missouri University of Science and Technology, where she is studying architectural engineering.
If you look at like accredited programs, there's about 25 in the country. So it's kind of hard to find. And then when I started getting like looking closer into my sophomore, beginning of my junior year, I kind of started looking at that place specifically because it's pretty much all an engineering school, science school, whatever, as you can tell in the name.
Right.
But yeah, I visited 2 or 3 times and I've just kind of fallen in love with it.
As for her soccer life, it started as a little kid when she played in 2 games that were memorable for 2 very different reasons.
The story I've been told is that like I was playing in the back and I like hit a ball and it like scored from there without anyone touching it. And then that's, I guess, whenever I was like, oh, okay, this is what I want to do forever. I don't know. And then in an indoor game, like the very first year we could have keepers, we weren't the very good team at that point in time. We were playing this like BRC Academy team and we got like absolutely destroyed. I played in goal for pretty much the whole game. And like they stopped counting the scoreboard at 19 goals.
That was nice of them.
And my parents were like on the sidelines like, oh, we're never letting her do this again. And I came off like loving it. So I've been a keeper ever since.
She went on to play at Baton Rouge High School and for the Baton Rouge Soccer Club, where her team won the Regional President's Cup.
I started there when I was 6. I played all the way up until I just graduated. So for 12 years. I loved playing for BRC. I love the atmosphere. I loved my team. We pretty much had the same team from like middle school to when we graduated. It was really fun. High school, I mean, I played middle school with a bunch of the girls. I knew a bunch of them. That was just like another family. That was also a lot of fun. The year before, we made it to the state final, President's Cup state finals, and we lost. And then so that year, next year, we went and won. Again, that was probably one of my favorite teams with one of my favorite coaches. We just had a lot of fun. We were a big family. I mean, we kind of just took regionals as, oh, we get to keep playing.
Right.
So it was really fun.
When the pandemic hit, Mcnulty started the path she is on now, as a referee.
During COVID, when we were kind of at home during quarantine, I was just like, oh, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm not really doing much, so I might as well go ahead and take the class. And I did. And then my actual in-person, it's usually an in-person field session, was over Zoom. it was definitely something. And then I started that next September, right as we were all kind of getting back from COVID and started playing again. And yeah, I guess I fell in love with it. I started doing state tournaments like that year. It's direct. Wait for my whistle. I guess when I first started doing it, I guess I was like, oh, I can just make some money. I'm 15, you know, where else am I gonna make this much money? And then now, like, that I'm, you know, not really playing anymore, I'm like, it's giving me a way to like stay connected, I guess, with soccer. I mean, I love it at this point. Like, it's kind of what I want to keep doing, so. Hey, just wait for my whistle, okay? My mom always asks me why I want to be a referee and be one of 3 people on the field when I don't like attention. I mean, I guess that's kind of why I lean more towards being an AR.
She may be one of 3 on the field, but she is one of 1 when it comes to being recognized in both the classroom and on the field. In Baton Rouge, I'm Paul Boron.